All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Now I gotta get on the thing. Well, I'll have Krogan on in a second. Just give me 1 second. I know your screen is frozen. It's on the AMD logo or whatever. Man, what is this annoying thing? Okay. Gaming evolved. Get through that real quick. Okay, I'm gonna freeze the screen again. Close this. Hey Rook, hey Buzzard. Gaelic. Ando. Alright. Well. Time to continue Deus Ex Human Revolution. Director's Cut. Gladius, how's it going? Good to see you. I forget where we left off. Suppose I'll find out pretty quick once we get in.
You live?
Oh yeah, very much.
Okay.
How's it going, Krogan?
Apologies. How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good. I think someone wanted... Okay, so Pritchard wanted to talk to us in our office. Buzzard says, you're playing the director's cut? Yeah, that's the one that I have. I don't know what the difference really is, since I haven't played this before. And, so we need to debrief our big boss guy, but Pritchard wants to talk to us. This is Krogan, right?
What?
Well, you remember last time they said that this is you?
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about for a minute. Yeah. I'm more like Krogan, and you're more like Adam Jenkins.
Okay, talking to Pritchard.
What do you want?
As much as I hate to admit it, I need your help. That signal you shut down in DRB territory. It's been active for almost a year.
You're telling me someone outside this company has had access to our network since before the first attack?
I've detected intrusions before and shut them down swiftly every time. But whoever designed this particular algorithm is good. Very good.
You've told Sarif?
See,
I don't think so.
The intrusions were possible because of a backdoor access into our security system that I never even knew existed.
The one Sanders' team used to get inside our plant.
I've worked here for 7 years, Jensen, and this is the first time I've seen that particular access route. David Sarif created it specifically to bypass the firewall. He's hiding something, and I think you should find out what it is.
Why me?
Because, as far as I can tell, Sarif created that access and was streaming a lot of data through it shortly after your ex-girlfriend suggested he hire you.
Okay. So, well, let me look at a thing real quick. I don't know what happened there. All right.
There we go.
Stupid thing. Okay.
I think it's... Okay, yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Okay, well. So, was this my Roomba? Nice. It even has a clock on it, because everything has to have a clock on it, right? There's a turbo. Everything needs a turbo too. Everything.
The Roombas are like those automatic vacuum cleaners.
Yep. Little robot vacuums. You ever used them?
No.
I like them. They are good.
Do they actually work well?
So I've never used a Roomba, but I've used little robot vacuum cleaners, and they work. Yeah, and one of the reasons they work is because while they're not like good at like tackling like a really dirty floor, the reality is it's a little robot. So you should just be sending it to go do everything daily, right? Like it should clean every day. So it should never get so like terribly dirty that it has trouble dealing with it. Okay. We go upstairs again?
Well, that ties into, I don't know how much you want to talk about all of this right now, but that does tie into,
A secret prison camp?
you know,
hidden
I
in
think
Highland
it's
Park?
some
You gotta
things
be
should be
kidding me.
automated,
That's what Will was saying.
but not
You
everything.
heard
And the
Frank
more
talking to
things
David
that we
about it.
automate,
Oh, and
the
Will is a
less
reliable source. You know, he listens to
healthy
that
we become,
conspiracy
because
radio DJ
you know
all the
humans
time.
do need
I'm not so sure.
chores. I mean, people hate chores. They hate those types of things, but the fewer and fewer chores and the fewer and funeral the fewer and fewer menial tasks and sort of traditional labor type tasks that you have, there are long-term psychological consequences for all of these activities that we end up automating.
Yeah, it's
now-
one of those things where it's like, if you give people the option, everyone will do it. Everyone will automate it. And whether they realize it or not, they'll end up suffering for it in some way. Well,
right.
Who are these people?
And these are like Here we go.
Mr. Jensen, isn't it?
Sir, you have that charity dinner?
In a moment, Isaiah. I was hoping
Jensen,
I might run into you, Mr. Jensen. Bill Taggart.
The founder of the Humanity Front. I know who you are.
Yes. Yes, I imagine you do. As David Sarif's top security man, I imagine you have quite the file on me. But I assure you, Mr. Jensen, I am devastated by recent events.
Really?
I do not support what you and your company are doing to mankind. I believe it's extremely dangerous. But abolishing human enhancement technologies will only be achieved through legal means.
I'll keep that in mind.
This is your first day back since the accident 6 months ago, isn't it?
Is this still my first day?
What happened to me was no accident.
Ah, my mistake. But it must have been stressful
is.
facing down a second incident so soon. I imagine it brought back all kinds of unpleasant memories.
Okay. I'm shocked at everything I've done in the first day. I didn't know this
It's
was
quite
all
a
my
lot.
first day back. I've gotten in a chopper, bombs exploding in a factory. I went into some guy's apartment to try and find some stuff and ended up killing him in a back alley. Like, it's been a busy damn day. I should practice his voice later, but you know, this was nothing I couldn't handle my first day.
I appreciate your concern, Mr. Taggart, but it was nothing I couldn't handle.
I'm a psychologist, Mr. Jensen. I know when a man is hiding behind words. The flesh may heal, but the mind is not always so resilient. You might want to keep that in mind. Now, if you'll be so kind as to excuse me.
That was weird. Those two voice lines were extremely different volume.
Yeah. Camera angles are glitching a little bit too.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to find out why he was here. Why are you here?
I'm curious about something, Mr. Taggart. What is it you hope to accomplish by coming here tonight?
I would think that would be obvious. Your company has been viciously targeted. The violence and bloodshed that's occurred, it must be stopped. But I'm afraid it won't be until men of wisdom and understanding come to an agreement.
About what?
About the future, Mr. Jensen. This enhancement technology threatens to change the course of human evolution, to redefine what it even means to be human. You think governments can afford to let that go unregulated?
You can't stop progress, Mr. Taggart.
Perhaps not. But neither can we afford to sit by and watch it happen on its own. Not when we have the ability, the collective will, and foresight to influence it.
I see. Thank you for illuminating me.
Anytime.
That didn't really explain what he was doing here.
It didn't, but you know, I mean, note that these games, you know, I don't remember what the overall tenor of the perspective on augmentation is in this game, but right there, it just seems to, you know, Adam's just like, you can't stop progress. It's like, well, is this progress?
Right.
Is it really progress? You know, and the game seems to just assume, it just seems to presuppose that yes, this is progress. It's not a matter of, you know, whether or not we'll undergo all these augmentations. It's just a matter of how we're going to go about it all. You know, like there's no question as to whether or not this is a good thing. It's a matter about who will control it? How will people interact with it? How is it going to go down? That's really the only question that the gamer is given.
Yeah, you can't stop progress is something our protagonist says to an extremely fidgety William Taggart. I mean, did you see how he constantly moved and fidgeted the whole time he was talking? It was really sort of off-putting. And one of the things I talked about before in our streams is one of the ways to make a person not like a character and not like the ideology that that character represents is to make that character abrasive, boring, dishonest to the player, right?
Generally unappealing and just you want to make them unappealing in some kind of visual, audio fashion. Sorry, I'll be right back.
Let's talk to this guy.
You're Taggart's aide, aren't you? Dr. Isaiah Sandoval, isn't it?
No need to play ignorant, Mr. Jensen. I am quite sure you have a file on me that's as thick as the one you have on Mr. Taggart.
You're an outspoken activist in your own right, Dr. Sandoval.
When you have seen the things that I have, you find you have no choice but to stand up and be counted. Frankly, I am surprised an ex-cop like yourself isn't more disturbed by the dangers of this technology.
Augmentations help a lot of people, Doc. Handicapped, war vets.
Yes, but at what cost? My own friend had his life ruined by these so-called enhancements of yours. A man much like you who had no choice but to become augmented. Yet once he was... Too much power can make you do terrible things, Mr. Jensen. I suggest you think long and hard on that.
He's also shifty. Look at how much, like...
And he's sort of just yelling at him,
Yeah.
He's not having a conversation. He's just kind of being, verbally abrasive.
When we're in these people's presence, they get all fidgety and bounce around and look around while they're talking.
I'd like to hear more about your friend, Dr. Sandoval. What exactly did he do?
Nothing.
Was he injured in the Gulf?
He went on a rampage in a shopping mall, if you must know, hoping to be gunned down by the police, rather than face a lifetime battling augmentation addiction.
He was addicted to augments?
They don't talk about it in those corporate brochures of yours, do they? Neuropathy dependency, rejection psychosis, any number of physical and psychological ills have resulted from this technology, and yet we rarely hear a word about them.
I'm sure the literature is out there.
No thanks to the throng of corporate lawyers attempting to stop it.
Your friend, did he succeed? Did he suicide by cop?
No. Bill Taggart talked him down.
Oh, okay. Nero, hey, how's it going? Joe Mama? Which one are we talking about, this guy? Hyper-realistic bald spot, says Joe Mama. Oh, Tomato Way says boyfriend. Oh, is that Isaiah's boyfriend? Alright, I'm going in. You can't stop me. Well, time to get a talk with the boss.
Boss, we need to talk.
Is something wrong?
I'm not sure. Did you set up a private access route to bypass the company firewall right before you hired me?
What?
Pritchard said someone's been using it to access our system since before the first attack. The security measures he and I set in place never stopped them because we didn't even know the loophole existed.
Oh, I see. Frank's fixed that, though, right?
He has now, but he's wondering why you never mentioned it.
Frank's paranoid, Adam. You know that. Can a busy man forget things once in a while?
You streamed an awful lot of data through that portal, boss. Right before you brought me on board. Pritchard may be paranoid, but I gotta admit, I'm wondering what was in it too.
Yeah, as an ex-cop, I guess you would. But the important thing is you found the hole and plugged it. We're secure now. And the information you uncovered in that FEMA facility may actually help us track these guys. So let's just stay focused on what's important.
Okay. Buzzard says maybe he's fidgety because he has strong feelings about his ideology. Well, I think some people will speak strongly about what they feel, but that doesn't always lead to fidgeting. And whether even if it were true that that's something people did, that they would fidget when they spoke about things strongly, I think a lot of people interpret fidgeting as being uncomfortable and being dishonest, right? The shifty eyes sort of means.
Unstable,
Adam,
just mentally unstable.
Are we done here?
Like,
yeah. So it can signal to the player certain things. If you make a person seem shifty, fidgety, whatever, it can be a way to signal like, well, this character's bad or something, right? These sorts of things happen in our media all the time, right? You don't have to outright say, like, from a narration point of view, like, okay, here comes the bad guy on the set from stage left. You just create personality traits that might rub people the wrong way.
So, I guess we understand each other now.
Okay, so aggressive, excitable, envious. He has a tendency to shift blame to others, but will back down rapidly if resistance is felt. It is not afraid to use his authority to get his way, and he doesn't like to be defied. Will sometimes try to change the subject in order to win an argument. So he's sort of avoidant, aggressive, excitable, and envious. Ferocious. Oops. We waited.
So, I guess we understand each other now.
Okay, well, I guess I'll be ferocious.
I want to, believe me. I want to catch these guys as badly as you do. But that breach is responsible for every security crisis we've had, including today's. If you want me to stop these guys, I need to know what kind of data they've had access to.
You're right. I'm sorry if I seem evasive. The truth is, I've had a lot of other things on my mind. I'm trying to secure a future here for all of mankind. I can't let trivial security concerns get in the way when people like Bill Taggart want to see me fail. No, you're my best warrior, Adam, and I trust you. I know the loyalty you've shown me will only continue as we take this fight into the future, because that's what's really important, isn't it? The future.
That was evasive, wasn't it? He didn't really talk about the thing. Else got him pegged as a beta. Buzzard says, Date of Sarif and William Taggart aren't good guys and bad guys. The game lets you decide. They both have their good and bad points. Well, right. That being said, those points build up over time, right? And there's, like, even when you create media and you tend to be very even-handed, you know, there are sometimes biases that go in, even if it's just unintentionally. Sometimes, like, you could make a character, let's say you make two characters.
Adam, are we done here?
Your intention is to have the players side with whichever character they prefer. Then you could unintentionally make one of those characters less appealing than the other, just by accident or on purpose, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with all of that. You know, in media in general, it's not always 100% of the time that when there is something going on under the surface that we can potentially perceive as nefarious, it's not always the case that that was done intentionally.
So,
sometimes
I guess
people
we
just
understand each other
have,
now.
you know, their biases just naturally, bleed into the game or bleed into the media, and like you were saying, there's a certain amount of talking points within a game or within a film. And somebody might have set out to be impartial, but over time, if you add up all the pros and cons or positive or negative connotations or attributes that are assigned to various talking points, you're not going to get an equal distribution most of the time. You're going to get a partial
I guess
distribution.
We understand each other now.
Yeah, I think in this case, you know, I haven't really decided what I think. I guess in this case, whether it's, you know, more whether or not it was planned out ahead of time.
And there's also like the way that we interpret all these signals are going to be different for different people within a different context. Reminds me of Devin Stack's video where he talked about that Rothschilds movie, where those scenes
So,
were really
I guess we
designed to
understand
make
each other
Nathan Rothschild look especially crafty and intelligent, and often came out to the audience as him being just sort of dishonest. Like, duping other people, yes, does mean you're smarter, but it also, like, means you lie and stuff, right? So, like, some people will be like, whoa, look how crafty and smart he is, while others will take a more negative interpretation. And, like, the authors
Right,
might
and
intend
those,
one,
those,
and then
those
you end
values,
up the people with the
yeah,
other.
well, what I was going to say is that in different cultures, different behavioral traits are valued differently.
Yeah.
You know, in
So,
some
I
cultures,
guess we understand each other
It is
now.
literally looked upon in a favorable way internally within that culture to lie to out groups.
Right.
You know, some cultures literally praise that, whereas our culture in the West, you know, we really value being honest and forthright,
Oh, yeah.
and so on and so forth. And not every culture is like that. So,
Oh yeah, like I had a bunch of, okay, I don't want to how much I want to say, but I've had a number of associates who have gone to do contracts in the Middle East with various tech work, and sometimes those contract providers
So,
will
I guess we
get you to do a
understand
certain
each
amount of
other
work
now.
and pay you, but then stop paying you and see how long they can string you along without paying you. And then when you finally confront them, they say, oh, well, we don't need you here anyway, and then you just go home, right? And there's some amount of, like, in those countries,
they
like,
take a certain
hey,
amount of pride in that.
we got the white guy to do all this work for us for free. But if you
Yeah.
told a story of, like, oh, I got this Arab guy to come over here, and, you know, I scammed him out of months of work and sent him home.
Everybody
You know,
would hate
people
you
would
here.
hate you for that. People
Even
think
though
that's
that
really
even-
terrible.
So,
right.
I guess we understand
And this
each
is
other
really
now.
important to understand that, like, white people would hate you even if you did that to somebody who wasn't white. I
Right.
mean, like, it wouldn't matter. Like,
Right.
they would just think, God, that's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, this is something that white people really have to understand, that in aggregate, that's not how all cultures and peoples operate.
Right.
So,
All right, boss, we're getting sidetracked here. You just avoid it again.
Boss, I think we're getting sidetracked here. If you want me to win this war for you, I need to know how badly we've been compromised. I need to know what was in that data stream, in case our enemies accessed it.
You think they could have? I see your point, son. That might be bad. I just wonder if you're being a bit paranoid here. Fixating on details that aren't critical? I mean, are you so shaken up by what happened 6 months ago, by your failure to make a difference then,
Whoa.
that you can't roll with the punches anymore? Damn it, Adam! I brought you back in today because you have an immediate crisis to deal with. Questioning me about things that don't matter isn't going to bring Megan back.
Now he's really, he's really changing the subject. You are continuing to avoid the question.
Megan? Boss, what does Megan have to do with any of this? I thought we were discussing a security breach.
We were. She doesn't. I mean, Adam, you're missing the point. The data you're so nervous about is little more than a bunch of routine fact-finding reports, the kind of stuff I deal with every day. Megan pointed me in a direction and I followed up on it, that's all. And now that I've shared this much with you, I have to ask how your knowing the fine details will keep the rest of us any more secure. Can't you trust me to take care of things from here?
All right, I'm staying ferocious here.
I would like nothing better than to trust you with this, boss. But trust is a two-way street, and the way you've handled this entire conversation so far makes me think that it's you who isn't trusting me. Why, boss? What is it you're so afraid to tell me?
Adam, of course I trust you, son. And it's not that I'm afraid to tell you the truth. It's just that, honestly, I'm afraid you'll take it the wrong way. All right. Look, the truth is, I set up a confidential data channel for a private investigator, someone who can run covert background checks on people, potential new recruits, like you.
All right.
You what?
I had to, Adam. You were a liability, remember? You'd just been fired from SWAT. Now, Megan believed in you, but I had to be sure. Look, I don't want this to come between us. I'll send the files to your computer. You can see for yourself what he dug up. But Adam, you'd better be sure.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes the past should stay in the past. Once you see that data, you can't unring the bell. When you're ready, come back and talk to me. We need to discuss our next move.
Okay, so he set up. I mean, that's not like entirely unreasonable from his point of view. That being said, he created a sort of data stream to this third party. The third party could be a bad actor, or the data stream could have been intercepted on the way to that third party. I mean, it opens a lot of vulnerabilities. Oh, yeah, Schmerling's right. I can't read. So the dialogue option was refocus, not ferocious.
I wasn't even looking at the screen then. I was just listening.
Yeah.
So I can't really, say one way or the other. But that's funny.
No, I mean, well, those words have a lot of the same letters. Okay. Which computer do I look at? Okay, maybe not this one. He said he sent it to my computer, right? I don't remember my password.
Well, maybe you go to the waymarker. I mean, the waypoint.
Well, there's
which
one.
Is not in this office.
Yeah, well, that's him, right? But what's my password? Is there a password reset? Okay, does anyone know what my password is? Probably on my PDA or something.
All right.
Okay. It's Mandrake. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's a few things. Okay. Well, let's take a look at these things first. Should I read them from top to bottom or bottom to top? I don't know which way. Maternity tests. So, first, Jensen's psych evaluation. Mr. Sarif, I found Adam Jensen's psych evaluation following that SWAT incident with the augmented teen. I managed to sneak a closer look at the folder, but I couldn't copy it, at least not yet. I'll be honest with you, the psych eval doesn't paint a pretty picture. It mentions the problems with authority figures, a disregard for the chain of command, anger management issues, and potential PTSD. Here's the thing. When you hired me, you said you wanted me to read between the lines, so here it is. The evaluation reads like fiction. I think I pissed off... I'm thinking a pissed off superior wanted Jensen off the force and had the evaluation worded to read like just cause. But most of the rank and file I spoke to respected and liked Jensen. They thought he was a real straight shooter, even though the SWAT incident soured his reputation a little. Still, my source liked him enough to want to keep his psych eval buried. Oh. Remember when we were in the police station? We had that, like, real heart-to-heart talk with that, like, a surprisingly heart-to-heart talk with that guy at the front desk with a bunch of people watching. Desk, yeah. It may be that he or someone else had our psych eval doctored to make us look less stable. Brentic Pony. What is this? Brent Radford. Okay. Hyber. Oh, it's interesting that these are like at Detroit, USA emails. Brent, it wasn't easy, but I finally backtraced some of Margie and Arthur Jensen's past. I'm guessing those are the main character's parents. Through their medical files, Arthur Jensen had enough connections through his old Desert Storm buddies turned security consultants to have certain records pulled, which is why the family is a ghost. but he couldn't hide Margie's records. For a period of 8 years, Arthur relied on the insurance policy of his then employer, White Helix Labs, to pay for his wife's medications. He was on antidepressants since 14 and needed regular prescriptions. When White Helix Labs burned down, all its files and employment records were lost, and the Jensens stayed invisible mostly. Here's the thing. 1 minute Adam doesn't exist, and the next, the Jensens have themselves a bouncing and healthy 5-year-old. That's when they pull their vanishing act. So on a hunch, I sniffed around some more, and sure enough, the Jensens had tried adopting kids from several Michigan agencies, but Margie was deemed unfit as a parent. The next thing you know, they have Adam. There is no real trail saying he was placed, how he was placed in their hands. So I guess the news that my boss was sort of warning me about is that I'm adopted. Okay, I had a friend at GeneView Labs run the test off the records like you asked. Does your subject know that neither of his parents are his birth parents? That surprised me. The mother was sterile, according to those old medical records I dug up, but his dad carries no common phenotype either. You would think they would say genotype if we're doing, well, whatever. Mother, father, child, genetic systems tested / parental or parentage index, and the index is 0 for these different, I don't know, SNPs or something, right? These different genetic markers. Okay, so interesting that, do you know anyone who...
Athena tells me you spoke to Sarif. Did he happen to tell you why he made us look like idiots?
I'm handling it.
You can imagine how relieved I am to hear that. I'll tell you what. While you follow any lead Sarif spoon feeds you, I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place and backtrace that signal.
That's your pride talking. Still, get back to me if you find something.
You meant when?
Pretty sure I didn't.
That's pretty good.
All
Pretty
right.
sure I didn't.
Whatever, man. Yeah,
So,
that's good.
what were you gonna ask me?
Do you know
do I know
anyone who,
anybody?
like, found out or, like, that they were adopted?
Well, I want to say yes, but they were, they were Oriental. They were like Korean, and their parents were white American, and so it was pretty obvious. Yeah. And well, I don't think they really thought about it until like they were a little older, like like
They're really
8,
confronted
9,
with the fact.
Yeah, like when they were real little, it just nobody ever thought about it. They didn't think about it, and then it just became a little obvious.
Yeah.
But I don't think I know anybody who like in their 20s or something found out.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I was just curious because we're in the way the story is going with the adult person finding out they were adopted, that they had maybe been deceived on some level. I mean, I remember growing up, there were kids who were adopted, but every kid knew they were adopted. So for anyone, if it's not obvious, I'm from the Midwest, and I remember more or less everyone who I knew, like my family, people, like the general opinion was that it would be bad to lie about an adoption. Like, your kids have a right to know on some level where they come from, right? Like, you are their parents if you're their adopted parents, because after all, you raised them. But that doesn't, like, they still have a right to know.
I would say if they don't ask, I wouldn't bring it up. I mean, if you're from the same ethnic or racial group, and it's not like obvious, yeah, I don't know if I don't know. I don't think I would bring it up unless they asked about it. For some
I'd bring
reason.
it up.
And then maybe when they got, older, maybe I would say something to them, but like, I don't know.
Do you have a ponytail, Krogan?
No, I do not.
Okay. I was just curious. Nero was saying that embargo and
Oh,
Krogan
right,
meet face to
Pritchard,
face for
yeah.
Pritchard, yeah. And now we're wondering about the ponytail.
Here, this is for you. It's a corporate passport encoded with your biometrics. I've set up a false flag routing which should get you to Hengsha Island without any problems.
You're sending me to China? What about FEMA?
FEMA's got nothing to do with this, trust me. We'll have better luck in China.
How can you say that? I saw the bastard who killed Megan pulling his men out of that facility. I left one of those men dead in its underground storage bay.
I know that, Adam. Frank was monitoring the whole thing. So I also know that before he died, that man gave you an address in China. I want you to check it out.
That doesn't make any sense.
Look, Adam. There's a reason this company's under attack. You think it has to do with the Typhoon or with some other top-secret military project that I haven't told you about?
The thought had crossed my mind.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. The work Megan's team was doing before they were killed, it was redefining what it means to be human. This company, Sarif Industries, was about to lead mankind to its next stage in human development. Self-controlled evolution. Can't you see how scary that can be to some people?
Sure. I also see how lucrative it can be for some others.
It's never been about money for me, Adam. But you're right. There are people out there who don't exactly feel the same.
Like who?
I'm hoping you'll be able to find that answer for us in China. So get going. Farida's prepping the chopper.
Okay. One of the things that struck me there was he said that they were monitoring the situation in the underground bunker where I fought that guy, which to me, like, either they hacked into those bunkers' internal camera system, or they were hacking into me. They were looking through my robot eyes.
Right. Right. I mean, this is what, really bothers me about all these super futuristic, transhumanist sort of, cyberpunk reality futures where, like, everybody acts like, oh, there were always, like, we talked about this before in the last stream, people just continually entertain this idea that there will be shadows to hide in. And it's like, no, there won't.
Right.
I mean, your boss, like, probably tapped into your eyeball augments here. I mean, like, you will have no privacy in this world. Somebody is going to know everything. And
yeah, I mean, I more or less stand by the statement I think I made on the first or second stream of this, where I said, like, you won't be able to use this sort of technology to fight the ruling elite, because this will be their tool to defeat you. Like, you won't be able to use your robot eyes
in this universe here, the
against
people who are going to be fighting are going to be like natural born people with no augments, and they're going to be like living in the sewers or in some like rural bunker somewhere or something, I mean, if they can even get away with that, because in this type of world, you gotta wonder how much rural land is there, who owns it, what are people doing with it?
Does a world like this get that much world building focus? Like, are they actually thinking about how much of the world is rural? And like, that's a lot of world building that I'm not sure a lot of these modern universes don't get that much attention.
No, but what I'm saying is that people, I'm just tying more back into the idea of people don't understand how all-encompassing this type of universe will be. Mm-hmm. Like, people just perpetually think, well, I can just go build a house in Montana. I don't know that you can. I don't know that you will be able to do that in this world.
Right.
Hey, Jensen. The boss said you were on your way. You're gonna love Hengsha.
You've been there?
Used to live there. I spent 3, maybe 4 years working in the upper city, and most of my nights having fun in the lower one. You ready to go?
We're all just rootless. Buzzard says, I'm pretty sure it's not possible to hack into people's eyes in this universe. Well, so, I mean, they could say something like that.
Well, no, it totally is. I mean, like, the hacker guy in the beginning
Oh yeah, that's
who
true.
was from yeah. I mean, somebody hacked into his brain and got him to shoot himself in the head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, you know, if you can do that, you can you can do a lot else.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can do
they
quite a bit
had
of other
him.
stuff, so.
They were using him as a puppet, right? They controlled
Yeah.
his arms. They not
was
only
a proxy.
controlled the sort of electrical components in his body. There was enough electrical components for them to control the biological components in his body, right? Yeah.
I thought I was. How long is this gonna take, Malik?
You mean the flight or the fun afterward? Don't worry, we'll be there before you know it. Climb in.
This whole game's gonna take place in one day.
Yeah. The scariest thing about all of that stuff, though, is that in a lot of these cases, you're not going to be controlled, like, you're not going to be consciously aware that you're being controlled by somebody else. Like,
Right.
You will be naturally conditioned to do a lot of the things and do things that you wouldn't do normally. Like,
They could just
you will
start
have
to
no-
use your reward systems, right? Like every time you do some action that's supportive of the ruling elite, extra dopamine hit, right? Every time you engage in actions that are contrary to what the ruling elite wants, they withhold dopamine, right? I mean, then you'll just have neural pathways on themselves be created, you know? It doesn't have to be all electronics. Oh my gosh. Right. We are moving fast. We are going to get there in a day.
Jensen, you might want to get ready. The jewel of the Yangtze approacheth.
Got the afterburners on.
Son of a bitch. I'm supposed to find answers in that.
Hey, twice the scum and half the space. Hang on, we're going in.
Twice the scum. Oh, the scum. The scum of urban environment. Isn't it sort of like romantic?
The address you got
get
off
to go in
that
the
mark.
drug
Hengsha
dens
Court
and
Gardens.
party. Woohoo.
It's a bit of a walk from here in the Yuzhou district,
Yeah.
but I figured it might be best not to drop you too close.
In case Barrett only gave up the address, knowing I'd walk into another trap.
Imagine living in a place like
It's the
this
kind
where,
of thing
like,
I'd
the
do to an
sky was
enemy.
blocked out.
You want my advice?
7.
Just find out who lives there and get out.
It would be a little bit like being in the Arctic Circle. I mean, I've been in the Arctic Circle, and I mean, there are definitely times a year where there's no sun, although it never gets like super, super dark. But then, of course, you have the respite, right? You have midsummer, and that's why, like, you go to Sweden and Norway in the Midsummer Festival. Big, right? But, completely blocked off all the time. I mean, it immediately makes me think of Final Fantasy VII. Midgard?
Yeah, Midgar.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Oh, working girl.
Hey, do you know how to get to the Honghua hotel?
Ah, I see. Someone's looking for some action, huh?
Oh, the brothel.
Weekend district. Just walk over there and go down the stairs. This rooftop connects to all the districts.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
No problem. I have very tiny head for overly large body.
He does. I mean, if you look at his shoulders compared to his head, it is a little disproportionate. Police officer, right? What are we cooking here? Something good? All right.
It doesn't look like an ethnic Chinaman.
Well, who knows?
Amazing view of the cityscape on the rooftop that's just underneath the
Varg says this game's version of China is nothing like China that it's becoming today. Although it captures the Asian approach to life pretty accurately.
It's a center of free corporate expression in China.
Joe Mama says this isn't an accurate depiction of China. No ostriches running down the street en masse after escaping from a secret sewer farm.
Who's gonna pay for all that?
That's got to be a news reference that I haven't heard about that. I was down in Miami, and there was some sort of like
What are you looking for, Lawai?
there was like a peacock breakout. I was driving through there, and there was like 10 peacocks all roaming through the streets and stuff and in people's yards. Okay. Get over there. Port Garden, Limb Clinic, Shuttle Station. Interesting that it's English and Chinese. Interesting that English is above Chinese. Interesting that... Yeah. This guy's looking really creepy.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's so bizarre that, like, throughout all these dystopic visions of the future, there still is this sort of tendency for consumers of these dystopic fantasies, or I mean, I don't know what to call them, but people just kind of still tend to think it looks cool. Like, God, wouldn't it be cool to have all this stuff? And it's like, oh, like.
Well, I feel like the creators do the creators of video games ever want to make an environment that doesn't have anything appealing about it? I mean, does anyone want to make a game where all their NPCs and all their environments are repulsive, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to at least make some cool stuff some of the time. I mean, that's what part of what they enjoy doing. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I guess that's just what is interesting. Like, people think, man, Adam Jensen kind of looks cool, but then if you have to sit back and think about it, like, what if you had these metal things on your eyes, like, all the time? Like,
well, he can pop them in and out.
Like, well, he can't, like, not everything. You know what I mean? Like, he has the lenses that can, retract and go, but, like, the frame is, like, embedded into his skin around the eye.
The frame is stuck there, but, like, I think, I mean, and I think when the people designed the pop in and out sunglasses thing, they wanted it to be cool, and most people perceive it as cool. So it's like, you know.
But think about it. How would it really feel to have that all the time? Like, you don't take it off. It's there all the time. And then you have these other protruding metal artifacts, protruding and intruding into your body, like, all the time. Like, well, there is no taking it off.
There's, like, that sort of, like, when you have the... Oh, I don't think I have my things on. Thanks for the follow, Milos. But, like, so the pop-in sunglasses, those are a visually cool element, right? And we all get to visually see that coolness. The game will give us talking points of some level about augmentation rejection, psychological rejection. It'll tell us about, like, potential infection risks. But those aren't things that we'll ever actually deal with. Those are abstract points that are never made real through our gameplay. But the coolness factor is real, so it sort of matters more.
Yeah. Right, and that's one aspect of how all the different elements of a narrative can add up in a partial way, but not intentionally. Like, I wouldn't give these developers, I wouldn't ascribe to them the kind of forethought. I don't think they calculated that out
Tower
on purpose.
is conducting an investigation in this
happened.
building, sir.
Mm-hmm.
No admittance.
Your mama
Malik, you might
doesn't
have been right
like
about
him.
That trap. Hengsha Court Garden is under lockdown by Bell Tower Associates.
Bell Tower? They're the police in Lower Hengsha, Jensen. They're under contract with the Chinese government. You think the Chinese...
I won't know anything until I get inside that penthouse.
All right. Buzzard said if they don't put directions in English, people would complain about not being able to figure out where to go. You mean, are you talking about in-universe people walking around the city, or are you talking about people playing the game? Because I feel like you could just, like, most game players, like, we're used to these maps and waymarker systems, so, like, we don't need it. But in the universe, I mean, like, people would complain only if, like, the most common language for people visiting to be speaking was English, which may be what they're doing here. Oh, hello. Right. Guess I'll just walk through. Wait a second. Aha. Hello, civilian. She's just a civilian, huh?
Whoa! What are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe she's got some. No, she's got nothing good on her.
I mean, that was a little brutal there, man.
She's not dead. She's asleep. If you look there, it says civilian. You see this ZZZ.
Well, don't throw a box at her.
Oh God, yeah. I tried throwing a box at a guy in a different. For anyone who missed it, I threw a box at a sleeping guy.
Box.
A cardboard box, and it killed him. Is there a way for me to get up from down here? What's this? Oh, a newspaper. One globe, one source for news. TYM announces new cash stimulus for Pengu. TYM is Tai Young Medical, announced today that it'll be making another large investment in the construction of Hengsha's island two-tiered city on the Yangtze River. So that's where we're at. Built on split levels, the lower city has already become a bustling hub of exotic nightlife and cultural activity. Oh, man. And, and the upper city will soon be a center for universities and high-tech research. The single biggest corporate underwriter in China, Taiyang Medical, is injecting an undisclosed sum into Hengsha's economy to ensure new facilities are built to world-class standards. Taiyang's president and CEO, Zhao Yun Ru, I don't know how to pronounce these, spoke about the stimulus package. We want to make Hengsha the undisputed world leader in cybernetics, and we will spare no expense to ensure that we stay on track until our goals are realized. And then Darrow Industries offering financial incentives, offering free augmentation as an incentive to join the workforce. I kind of the one thing that's maybe not making a ton of sense in universe, right? Because like a lot of these sci-fi games, they have to sort of like make a sort of room for their neat, cool technology that maybe doesn't make sense. For BattleTech, it's battle mechs. For this, it's like the augmentation. It's like, what's likely more expensive? Augmenting a bunch of people who are joining your workforce and giving them the neuropazine that they constantly need, or just like automating their job away? Because it's probably cheaper to just automate their job away.
Yeah.
So, like, in this universe, we're sort of like ignoring some of the alternatives to augmentation, like automation. So it's like, yeah.
But of course, as time goes on, quick side note, like, why is there, in this world of all this digital stuff, why is there like a traditional newspaper bin?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's just very odd because it looks like a typical newspaper dispenser.
Right.
And you got this digital iPad that you're reading everything on, so I don't know what that's about. All right. What is he doing?
He's just sleeping. He's a bum. He doesn't look much like a bum, but they just used a regular character and put him down here as a bum, I'm guessing. I can't well, I mean, I could probably choke him out, but I can't press E to interact, and I can't actually walk through him either. Okay, is there any way for me to get from down here to up there? Or should I... Maybe it's just someone I can talk to. What do you want, foreigner? Nothing. Get lost, loser. What? Oh, this guy's dozing off. You're very busy. Mind your own business. They didn't write these Chinese people to be super friendly or anything. Helpful.
They don't look like Chinese people, to be honest.
I mean, they did what they could, I guess.
Kind of. I mean, you can tell that's what they were sort of going for there, but
I don't think there's any way for me from down here to go.
No, I think you
got
to go back up to the waypoint.
Maybe that girl I knocked out. Maybe there's a vent in this room. Are you still out? You're still out. See anything? It's interesting. They put this thing here and didn't give me a way to exploit the space. What's this? Alright, let's hack it. I don't know where I'm going, but I am going inside. What is this? My goodness. This one. Clearance? 5? Oh my god. What if I
Go
were
for
to...
it.
Hey, listen.
Oh man, I don't have the things on. Uh-oh.
I think you can make it.
Woo.
Access granted.
Reward. Download complete +1 nuke virus. Okay, Piers, thank you for the ice cream and the lemon. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let me, okay. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Uh-oh.
It's just me doing things. Let me just do this, and then this, and then this. I'm moving stuff around. I know the screen froze for everybody for a second. Okay. So I just wanted to put my... So, like, Piers gave me an ice cream on Live, and I wanted to put my alerts over my game. The problem was the alerts were behind the game, so you couldn't see the gift. Pep's Energy Pack. What does it say? Bobson Synthetics Group?
Bobson Synthetics. It does. I thought maybe it said Boston, but it says Bobson.
Bobson. Inventory in this game.
Get rid of that shotgun. You never used that double barrel.
I've
no
used
need
it.
for it. Get rid of it.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to pick this up. I can pick up the Peps. Machine pistol. Doesn't even...
Get rid of all your weapons and be a diplomat.
Oh god. Well, maybe... Picked up Peps. I should... You know what I'll drop is this 10mm, because I don't have any ammo for it.
I don't know, man. Wouldn't do that.
Too late, and I got my shotgun back.
Yeah, but I think what you just picked up is a shotgun.
Oh, I don't know.
That's a shotgun. Yeah.
This,
I don't think
this
you
thing.
need two.
Peps?
Yeah. I think so.
Pulsed energy
No.
projection system.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I still wouldn't keep that shotgun. I don't think you're gonna need it.
Experimental weapon. Single shot, non-lethal. Oh, man. Joe Mama says, I think Embargo would really like Divinity Cybermancy's hacking. I don't know. How that... I don't think I've heard of it. Okay. Oh, what's this? Maybe I can go from here over to there. Wait. I'm gonna go this way. Excusez-moi. Everybody out of the way. Aha. Gonna... What? Can't?
No, you can't. Why don't you just attack him? Just shoot your way in.
I don't see any other option.
Oh, maybe, yeah, climb up. There you go.
La la la. Tomato Way says it's a combine weapon. Combine laser. For my Peps. Hey, am I the combine in this game? Alright.
I really don't like games that switch from third to first person. I hate that mechanic. A lot of the Ghost Recons do that, and it's just always very disorienting to me. Plus, it takes all that time, like the animation time, to switch between the perspectives, and like while that's going on, people are shooting at you. Yeah, I've never liked it.
I don't know what these transfer and clearance things do, but
they transfer and clear.
Yeah, thanks, Krogan. You're really helpful.
I mean, that's why I'm here, bro. I got the, you know, the big brain helping you out here. Figuring things out.
So far, the best way for me to do the hacking so far is just click everything as fast as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like you just gotta feel like you're smart. That's sort of the goal here, you know.
That's just how real life hacking works too.
Yeah, you just click things really fast. You just, slap it. You just type real fast, indiscriminately on the keyboard. That's typically what you do when you hack.
Yeah, need that hacker cat gif. You seen that one?
No.
Someone's holding the cat's legs and they're just slapping the keyboard.
It sounds cruel.
No, it's not like, whoa, someone in the elevator. Type in like hacker cat gif and
hacker cat gif. Choosy moms choose hacker cat gif.
Yep. Oh god.
You gonna collapse? Oh, I love this one. I remember that one. Oh, I love cats.
What I need is water, and all I have is a coffee.
Who's holding up the damn elevator?
No idea, sir.
Well, you better find out. That elevator has to be free at all times. Our specialist needs to get up here and break into this computer ASAP.
Acknowledged, sir.
Needs to what? Break in?
ASAP.
Alright. Guy's gonna walk through, and hopefully he won't see me. Come on.
This is where you need the Metal Gear Solid box. I think you can get him. He's got terrible peripheral vision.
Wait.
Go to sleep.
Only dream. No. Oh yeah, I can't pick up his gun. And I got 82 bucks. Shit.
You can get him. Come on,
What?
You got him.
Okay, there I got him. I was like, wasn't popping up for me. Okay, got another 100 bucks. Okay, hold the E to move. I'm just gonna put him around the corner. Yeah, right. Jeez, big box. Oh, too heavy. What's this door? Or somewhere?
I think what's weird about the picking up the really heavy items thing, like, okay, like you and the perks that you have to activate for that, I think it's arms and not like your back, which to me like always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know, it's just
because it would either be your backs or your legs, right? You don't lift things like with just your biceps here.
Right. It was just kind of like, which always bugged me about like films or comic books or whatever, where somebody gets a mechanical arm and like they can do all this crazy stuff, and it's like, well, all that crazy stuff you're doing with your arm, it would probably snap your spinal column.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, well, guess I gotta hack in. I'm gonna click on stuff again as quickly as possible. Oh my god.
Hey, we're hacking, guys. We're hacking. All right, hack away. Hack.
I'm planning my route, I think.
3, 2, 1, hack. I don't think
Do
that
I go
matters. Just click real fast.
Boom, boom, boom? Yeah.
Click real fast. Click fast.
Wait, let me see if this one sets it off first. Oh, of course it sets it off.
Yeah. I think you can nuke it. I think you can use one of your mini nukes and like nuke everything.
I don't know, man. I'm getting in.
I think so. I think so, man.
Access granted.
Okay, I won. Again, I still don't know what I'm doing. Okay, oldest first, I'm guessing. For Hive VIPs only. This Saturday, the Hive will be celebrating 15 years in Lower Hengsha. Oh, shit. Join us in an all-night bash. Free champagne 7 to 9. Okay, so it's some nightclub or something. They're probably gonna make us go there. What the WTF you do, Windmill? Never seen Dragon Lady this pissed off. BT's hiding... Oh, heading your way. Safety's off. Suggest you get out now. Wow. This conversation was automatically saved in your conversation history. Windmill says, Hive Master, you there? Pick up, pick up. Hive Master says, Mr. Van Bruggen, this is a surprise. No time for chit-chat. Job offer still good? Depends. What you do. A-R-I-E. What? What I'm paid to do. Only this time. Clients aren't happy. Be Nev. Is. Oh, she never is. So you'll arrange with HK. Hong Kong? Might take some time. Do it.
This is the kind of immersion I don't really appreciate.
The hacker who's been attacking us goes by the handle Windmill. Real name's Ari Van Bruggen. Bell Tower's been brought in to arrest him.
Arrest? Or get rid of?
Either way, he found out someone was gunning for him and took off. We need to find him.
There's a nightclub near where I dropped you called the Hive. It's notorious in black market circles. If this Dutchman is running, his first stop will be there.
I'll have a chat with the owner.
Okay, what's this? Oops. Okay, not that. I just picked up something. It's interesting, so this is highlighted yellow, or I can move to this and highlight this yellow. They're not highlighted at the same time, but I believe they... Oh, now it worked. Okay. Maybe I just clicked it wrong the first time. Now I just have to go back? Shit.
Don't move!
Damn it. Okay.
Way to screw up the mission, brah. Go down
Okay.
the elevator real fast.
Now they'll never know.
They will never know which path you took.
Yeah.
They will not call down to the basement or the first floor and tell them to be ready.
Where did he go? I guess it was just the wind.
Jensen, figured you might want to
1 second.
heads up before you stroll into the Hive. The owner's name is Tong Si Hung, Tong being his last name. Rumor is he's tied to the Triads.
China's organized crime lords. How wonderful. Anyone else want a piece of this pie?
Okay.
Anyone else want a piece of it? I mean, can you imagine how people would interact with somebody who talked like Adam Jensen, like, all the time? Like, I think it would be like... I really do think it would be, like, quite annoying. I don't think people would respond well.
Oh!
Like, it would definitely be socially off-putting, and in a game like this where, like, one of the mechanics is, in fact, based... Wow! Like, did you see that? His head and his neck there was, like, a space between the meshes, so you could see... you could see, past his body, through the seam. So it was, a little unsettling there. Anyway, yeah. In a game like this where one of the mechanics is being able to install augments to socially manipulate or to interact with people with greater social ease, it's just kind of funny because, you know, Adam Jensen has this very off-putting voice. I mean, I don't think it would be intimidating. I guess people might say that, but it's just like, I think most people would be like weirded out by it. Like, just imagine somebody's constantly talking to you like this. You know, after about 5 minutes, I think you would get really weirded out.
Don't know how far I can fall without dying.
Well, you can upgrade your legs so that you can... There's an upgrade where you can jump off of all these buildings.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you should look into your inventory and see if you can do that real quick, because that would be, like, real cool.
Okay, 1 second. How do I quick save?
Alt F4. Alt F4.
I don't think that's it. You would think that would be funny, though.
You see that power switch on the side of your rig?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's right. You don't got a rig.
All right, I lived. All right. Now I'm going to the degenerate hellhole that they call the Hive. The Hive. I have to. This just looks like a regular.
You gotta
door.
hack everything. Just see if you can just open it.
No.
No. Gotta hack it. Gotta hack the door.
They should, in the game, they just make you hack the door to your own bedroom. It's like, alright. Will the timer start? Oh, the timer didn't start. Oh, now the time started. Come on, you.
Gotta click faster. You're not hacking fast enough. You gotta click.
All right, well, I clicked everything.
Clank. The money goes into the piggy bank.
Yeah. Now I can open the door.
That was a 50-cent reference, if you didn't know.
Hey, listen.
Oh, hey, the D. Thanks for the lemon. Let's see here. Because, like, this is just a regular alleyway, right? Like, we went from one alley to another alley. There's nothing special happening here. And yet we had to hack the door. This is, again, it's like...
Well, there is something special going on. Look at that ground, man. Look at the gloss. Like, China has some glossy pavement. You know, and it's not like it's clean. Look at all this trash everywhere. I mean, that it's just like... It's like somebody sprayed it down and then froze a layer of, like looks like a centimeter of ice frozen on here.
It kind of looks like they took a sort of a crappy, dirty street... Or they took a crappy street, cleaned it up, scattered papers on it, and then epoxied the whole thing.
Yeah, you know, like yeah.
Hey, do you know that people can't come to your shop because the door is locked? that's why you're going destitute?
Well, they could come through that door.
Buzzard says, you realize that Adam Jensen's actual voice, he isn't putting on a fake voice? I mean, I listened to an interview, and while it's clear that the voice actor who does Adam Jensen's voice doesn't change it much for the games, it did sound slightly different. Like, he does sort of exaggerate the grittiness of his voice for the character, right? That was my impression when watching the interview.
Less never pays to get into the Hive. Does he know what about?
Oh, gosh. Joe Mama says, that's not grease, that's gutter oil. Oh, Digoyo. You know that, Bruggen?
What?
Digoyo, gutter oil. You heard of that?
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know how I can make you see this, because I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to pull up Digoyo, the gutter oil. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me see.
Spell it.
No, I'm going to put it on screen because I need everyone to see it. Give me 1 second.
Oh, no! The stream has ended. All right, guys. See you later.
Okay. You see my thing? No, it's just the stream to you.
Yeah. I see it.
Okay. What the heck is that? Now I gotta move a bunch of stuff around. Everybody, stay calm. We're gonna look at what gutter oil is, so everyone understands what we're talking about. That's why
this is really important stuff.
This is really important, guys. Whoa, that was the wrong button. Okay. Gutter oil. Oh gosh. So here's a video. This is Radio Free Asia. So basically, you know, you have people cooking with oil. So here's a gutter oil manufacturing process. Someone is reaching down into the sewer. And in this case, I don't know if it's human waste sewer or the storm sewer, but they're taking out the material.
What is the material exactly?
Just sewage. And then you take it, and then you boil it to separate the solids, the moisture, the water, and then the oil, right? And then you sell the oil, right, for cooking.
Okay, so there is like an actual refinement process, and like, okay, well, I mean, that doesn't.
It's a refinement process that's like done on the black market, right? It's illegal. It's just like this, like these.
How does that much oil though get into this? Like, geez, like it just.
Well,
it just seems. Yeah, like there wouldn't like there be, or like how does that much oil get into the sewer?
From cooking and everything else. I mean, these are what's called fatbergs, right? In sewer systems. I mean, the Las Vegas will just dump huge amounts of oil from the sewage systems in the desert and cover it up in dirt, right? Like there's a lot of oil that is in our
What kind
sewage.
of oil is it? Is it like motor oil? I mean, that's what I would think would be like the most.
There's probably some amount, but no, I think it's mostly like cooking oils. Used soiled cooking oils, rancid oils, right?
Uh-huh.
And it can really fill up and block up sewer lines, right?
Yeah.
But in China, they've gotten people who have used it, separated it out, and sold it again as cooking oil. Digoyo, this is the gutter oil. And let me see if we can, like, if we go to
I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I mean, I would have to know.
It's really bad. It's potentially
like
hazardous to your health.
It's
almost all at the like. How many times do you want to recycle oil? That's probably at this point rancid, right? So if we go Chinese street vendor, let me see if we can find some. I need to see them with the whole thing. I need the whole cart.
I mean, it's certainly better than, deep frying things in transformer fluid like some people do in Africa.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's only marginally better. Frying? What you'll see is so they're mostly just showing off the food in these pictures, right? Because that's what everyone cares about. But when you go to China and certain parts of the world where they've had problems with like gutter oil production, you'll see a lot of these street vendors will have their oil next to them. Like if they're not buying gutter oil and instead they're buying like real nice, safe for human consumption oil at the store, they'll sort of show it off. They'll have their bucket, they'll have their oil in the container on the ground. You can tell it's a nice clean oil. It's got the label on it. They bought it today, right? And it's sort of their way of saying like, have confidence in me. I'm using nice clean stuff to make these scrumptious street delicacies. So you should come and buy from me.
Yeah. Makes sense. I would do that.
Yeah. So
but
it's
of
a way
course,
to set themselves apart.
Yeah, but of course, how visually distinct does the Degoyo look compared to regular cooking oil?
That's a good question.
You could just fill up like a good container with this stuff and just false advertise.
I'm pretty sure
false
gutter
oil
can
signaling.
never have the same. Like if you were to go buy corn oil and get gutter oil, I think even your best gutter oil will have more color variation in it. It can't be such that pure, like if type in corn oil, that pure sort of.
Why don't you use Google? Because some of these other search engines sometimes don't have as good results.
So
I would try. Well, then again, I think DuckDuckGo actually just uses Google.
I think DuckDuckGo generally defaults to Bing, but you can do. I don't know if it works here. Oh, so now I'm Googling it. But like corn oil, you go buy. So someone will have in front of their stall one of these. Only it's like a see-through one, and because you can see that it's a blonde, sort of pale, you can tell it's never been used. You can tell it's not gutter oil. It's it's good. All right. Now I'm gonna close all this stuff and go back to the game.
Why don't we just talk the rest of the stream about gutter oil? I mean, that's honestly a little more interesting.
Oh, calm down, Krogan. But yeah, so hope y'all are hungry after that. Who's ready for dinner? I don't know what time it is for you guys. But yeah, the gutter oil, some crazy, scary stuff. Alright, so here's their club, the futuristic club. You know, our lady, our pilot, she was like, oh yeah.
Oh, and if you have
She loved to come down to the lower city and party. Alright, this is one of the big party places, although it's mostly for, I don't know if it's mostly for, but it's very popular at the black market. So I don't know if she necessarily came here, but she did come to places down
This area.
here.
Yeah.
Hey, what if I just... Oh, I can't actually... It says E to use, and it doesn't do anything, so I have to talk to the bouncer.
The Hive is a members-only club, Lao Wai. Without a membership card, I can't let you in.
You telling me I gotta pay to get into this dive?
We've got a reputation to keep. Can't let just anyone get in here.
Just anyone with the money.
No pay, no play. You want in or not?
Can you tell me what Lao Wai is? Can you Google it? Laoway?
Yeah.
W-A-I, rather?
Old foreign.
Oh.
An informal term or slang for foreigner and or non-Chinese national, usually neutral, but possibly impolite or loose in some circumstances. Formal and polite Chinese terms for foreigner include, I am not sure how to pronounce that.
Oh, that's fine.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Foreigner. He's saying I'm a foreigner. Okay. Here's your 1,000 credits. I'm sure the boss will reimburse me.
Here, take it.
Thank you, sir. Here is your membership card. Welcome to the Hive. I'm sure you will enjoy our establishment.
Laowai is commonly used to refer to foreigners of non-Asian ethnicities. So...
So do they have their own, probably different term for like Laotians coming up or Koreans? Yeah.
The term usually does not refer to ethnic Han of non-Chinese citizenship or other Asian ethnicities.
Buzzard's very mad at me this whole stream. Always like passive-aggressive with everything he said. Sometimes the chat's flown by, I haven't read everything. Keep in mind, for anyone who's doesn't normally watch me, I'm on Twitch, D-Live, YouTube, and Trovo, and all my chats are combined. So, like, sometimes you say things because people are talking on a different platform. So Buzzard says, I'd help you on this part, but you've ignored my advice, so good luck. Okay, well, I'll find a way to get through it. Trust me.
That's right.
I've played video games before.
This is my first video game experience.
What can I get you?
I'll have a Krogan.
eyes.
I'll have a what did the Krogans drink?
Oh man, I can't.
Rancor? No.
Rancor. It might be.
I mean, Rancor is a real word.
Rankle.
Wankle?
R-Y-N-C-O-L. I think it's pronounced
Ringcall.
Ringcall?
Ringcall. Yeah, isn't it Ringcall? Well,
I don't
whatever.
remember how they say it. I do remember it started with an R, but I don't remember how they pronounce it.
I'm pretty sure it's Ringcall.
None of the variations we've said sound right to me. But
give me a gut
they
punch.
only mention it
Give
like
me a Shanghai gut punch.
Talking about a drink, right? There you go.
Talking about the drink, right? No, I want you to hit me. Okay. Now that I've...
What can I get you?
Oh, Nero says fake Krogan. It's true. You've lost your Krogan cred. You don't even know the drinks.
Whatever.
Pretty sure it's ring call. Okay.
I'm looking for Tong.
Everyone wants to talk to Tom. Check the VIP lounge upstairs.
Okay. I feel like it would probably be better not to have asked him that. I feel like he's gonna send word that, like, I'm on my way. There's some Lao Wai on his way up to you. And of course, you know, the club... Oh, wait. Oh, you get a little bit of this balcony thing where it's like, the people on the upper floors can see everyone who comes in, so you're never, like, taken that much by surprise. CDT, or CTD says, bartender, 1 breast milk, please. Jesus.
What? Okay, I'm not picking up on any of this.
It's gone. My pocket secretary.
Buzzard is, like I said, Buzzard's real man. But, you
What's
know.
wrong with that guy? Look at the bartender. He looks all messed up.
Oh.
I remember this guy, but I don't remember him looking all messed up.
This
Oh well.
Burn. Birthmark. Revitiligo. So, I mean, he's got the burn on the left side of his face where he's also got the fake arm. So I think that's the idea. All right, manager.
You work here?
Yeah. You could say that.
He's pragmatic,
I need to see
confident, and
your boss.
envious.
Really? Well, I'm sorry, Guilo. Mr. Tong Zihong sees no one today.
Look,
now what's
I didn't come
Guilo?
halfway around the world to take no for an answer. Do us both a favor and tell me where he is.
Or what? You get mad and tear down a few walls with those enhancements of yours? This place isn't named the Hive for nothing. It's got plenty of worker bees come out of the paneling to stop you. What is it you think Mr. Tong do for you anyway?
I'm looking for someone. A cybersecurity specialist named Ari Van Bruggen. You know him?
Oh, white, then, right?
Never heard of him.
Cantonese.
What do you do? Steal your girl? Owe you money?
He had a job go bad, and now he's on the run from the people who
it's a
hired him.
common Cantonese slur
You knew
term
that
for
already,
Westerners.
Because a man like Mr. Tong doesn't hire idiots. And this is the first place people like Van Bruggen come when they need help. So stop wasting my time and take me to Tong.
In the absence of modifiers, it refers to white people and has a history of racially...
You're wasting my time. Van Bruggen is minor league player. Tong knows who he is. He just don't care. He's got bigger things to worry about.
All right, so he likes playing.
It sounds like it's somewhat like Gringo.
Yeah. Chill out, Buzzard. This guy's a loser.
It literally, like, Guai literally means ghost, and Lao means like guy. So it's just like you're basically calling somebody like a ghost dude or a ghost guy, like. And I guess it's ghost because that's just hilarious.
So he likes to toy with people using disinformation. His refusal to do something is not as strong as his greed for personal gain. He cannot be rationalized with when he's in his toying around mood. Insist, pinpoint, and advise.
I mean, people would think, like, man, it would be so cool to have all these enhancements and manipulate everybody, and it's just like, you know, like, the powers that be,
Are you done?
You know, writ large over, like, all of society, they're gonna have far more sophisticated toys and data collection than you.
Yeah.
Like, you're just
God.
gonna be manipulated to the nth degree, and it's just like, I look at this and it's like, you know, so many gamers are like, oh, wow, this is so cool. It's just like, not really.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
really.
if they're developing technology that can persuade people to an extreme degree, you're not going to be living in a world, likely, where you have access to that and you get to go around persuading everybody.
You still there?
In reality is, the ruling class will have that, and they won't really employ it as something like that you go by at the store. It'll be in their advertising, and it will be in their campaigns for power and dominance. Like, again, these are tools created by them, used by them to their benefit. The lower classes are not likely to get much access to this sort of deal, right? But that's, you know, down here in the lower city, you won't actually see much of it used by people. You'll see it used on people. That's the basic idea.
Hey, you still there?
You'll see a conversation unfold and you'll be like, what the hell just happened? And you'll just be like, in awe of, like, somebody's ability to manipulate a situation.
Okay, so I don't know exactly between insist, pinpoint. So he's got some greed and he likes his cat and mouse thing. So he's not gonna want that.
Surprised you can't say something about its birthmark or scar or whatever and manipulate it that way.
Okay, let's take a look at advice. No. I guess I'll try pinpoint.
You expect me to fall for that? Small timers don't attract this much attention. They don't have bell tower soldiers staking out their apartments. Van Bruggen's pissed off somebody big. And there's no way Tong's going to ignore that kind of development in his town.
You're smarter than you look. Yeah. Tong is keeping a close eye on things. Like you said, he's no fool.
All right.
Now it's time you were leaving. Go back to your own country. There's nothing for you here.
Oh, the Guaylo just got told to go back to his own country. Oh, but you know.
Okay. Okay, well, I think I'll go with
for everybody.
Oh, let's see here.
It is a nation of immigrants.
Hey, listen, buddy. I'm diversity. You're supposed to be welcoming me into your society.
Are you done?
Not yet. I'll just do pinpoint.
Give me a break. I've been on this island long enough to know that Van Bruggen can't leave without Tong's help. He has to be hiding in Lower Hengsha somewhere, and Tong can tell me where.
Here's how little I care about what you know.
Okay.
We have Van Bruggen, and we're keeping him somewhere safe. It doesn't matter whether you have that information or not, because you got no idea what to do with it. Look, I shouldn't be telling you this, but if it gets rid of you, it's worth it. Tong only need Van Bruggen for a month to do a very specific job. After that, he get killed. But if you leave now and come back in 30 days, I make sure you see the Dutchman before he dies.
Okay. Interesting. Joe Mama says activate the damn pheromones. I'm not into this guy that way. Let's see here. Yeah, I can rid of the man. Okay. And advise the same information as enemies of Tong. I'll just go with pinpoint. We'll see how that goes. Oh.
Are you done?
Nope.
You'll say anything to get rid of me, won't you? There's no way Tong can hold on to Van Bruggen for long. Not with the kind of resources his enemies are throwing into the search. He'll be dead within a week, and Tong with him. Unless somebody, namely me, takes the heat off, and soon.
I wonder if you would say that if you knew the kind of heat the Dragon Queen gives off. But I won't refuse a gift horse when it's staring me in my mouth. Tong's office is downstairs. I'll radio the others to let you through.
Okay. Whoops. Nero says, Embargo's trip to Japan, colorized. Yeah, my trips to Japan were not quite as intense. Didn't really do anything quite like this. I didn't go into any nightlife. When I was in Japan, I did have, so they have like these brothels and stuff at the Yakuza run. I have had them flag me down and ask if I wanted a massage or whatever, but I wasn't interested. I don't go in for that sort of backdoor shenanigans, as Homer Simpson once said. I did speak to some older Japanese men who were very nice. Hung out with them on the ocean. A lot of old Japanese guys who are retired, spending their days fishing, hanging out with each other. I was walking down I wasn't like on the beach because there was no beach, right? It was like it's an artificial sort of, not a pier, but I was walking along the ocean. Old guy flagged me down. Juice no manai. Like when you have a juice with me. But I think juice, I don't exactly know what they mean by juice. in Japanese. It's an English loanword, but jusu, I think they mean either the stuff you get from vending machines, like drink vending machines. I think they either mean soft drinks or they mean the specific form factors, right? Like the can shapes and sizes that you get from vending machines. So it's, even though it's an English loanword, it's taken on a very different meaning down in Japan, or over in Japan. Should I be sneaking? Said they'd radio down. The heck. Okay, maybe I'll just walk down. Hello.
想要什么东西，大把再去看看。
No, I don't want to. I don't want it. Hello. Hey, it's you again. It's the same guy. All right.
You see this? And to screw it up in the fourth, I'm just flushing my money down the pot.
Your Tong.
Hey, you only work that out now. Guess you're not as sharp as you think. How about you tell me who you work for? Then I decide what I tell you about Van Bruggen.
Does the name Sarif Industries ring any bells?
Sarif Industries? Isn't that American company stole all the headlines a while back? You're still in business?
Why wouldn't we be?
Check the news. Biotech corporations seem to be failing a lot these days, especially the ones who are making enhancements. Van Bruggen's in the Alice Garden pods. Capsule 301. Place is a rat hole, but it's useful sometimes. Make sure you leave him in the same shape you find him.
And if I don't?
Your call. But those implants of yours might look even more special on somebody else.
You know, a lot of the times you can see the twists coming, and even when you don't, some of the twists are sort of lame. They kind of made this guy pretty cool, I feel like. They said, well, he's got this sort of cat and mouse attitude, cat and mouse way that he likes to approach things. And this interaction that we've had just now, meeting him upstairs, coming down, and he's here, I think it was kind of neat. I don't know what you think, Krogan.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it was well played, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like if I was playing this game for the first time when it first came out, I'd be like, oh man, this was a good buy. Glad I got this one. Do you want to say anything?
This game was extremely boring.
That's all you get from me, Lao Wai. Capsule 301, Alice Garden Pods. That's where your hacker is.
That's all you get from me, Whitey.
But Lao Wai isn't Whitey. That's Guilai. Guilai is Whitey. This one is just foreigner, right? Lao Wai?
Well, I think you could.
Tong is helping.
I think
Van
you could
Bruggen.
make the case that
He
they both
stashed him in the
essentially
Alice
mean
Garden
Whitey.
pods.
Thought as much. A hacker who knows his way around corporate firewalls would make a valuable asset for the triads. I'm at the pods myself, Jensen. Want me to run interference?
No, don't put yourself at risk. I'm heading there now.
I got some wine before I left too.
Hey, leaving already, tough guy? Because you might want to go over to the bar and order yourself a drink before you do. Maybe Bobby will have something for you.
Bobby?
The bartender. The real bartender, that is.
Wow. You can say you all look alike to me. Or you can say thanks. Interesting.
Dude, do it. Do it.
Oh, I want to see. So, I mean, they've been calling me Whitey the whole time, or the foreigner, or whatever. And he's got sort of a gruff. Are they going to make him sort of gruff and playful, or is he actually going to be offended? Like,
oh, right, my mistake. Kind of hard to tell one lackey from another in here.
Oh, one lackey.
You boys all look alike to me.
Oh, there
Watch
you
it, Guaylo. You wouldn't want to die before you get a chance to polish the rust off those high-tech Augs of yours.
Oh,
so mixed bag. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't actually refer to like their ethnicity or race, but the NPC definitely responded as if he had.
Oh, whoops. I didn't want to go outside. I followed the marker by accident.
And it's funny too because the NPC responded with, you know, an arguable racial slur. So it's just like, all right, dude, like you're If you can't take it, don't dish it out.
Yeah, if you didn't, let me, wait a second. How far back was the latest autosave? Oh god, no. I want to see if I can talk to the bartender even though I just left, because I didn't mean to leave. I wanted to go talk to the bartender as he suggested. But I accidentally clicked on the door. Whoops. Are people smoking joints in the D-Live chat? What's going on there?
What can I get you?
Oh, good. Tong's running a nice operation here.
Looks like Tong's running a nice operation here.
You for hire? Because a suspicious man might not appreciate you asking.
A suspicious man might also wonder what kind of job gets handed off to strangers. But alright, I'll bite. What are you offering?
I got a problem I need solving. Trouble is, none of my usual guys are available. And this problem? It involves a woman. Someone who owes Tong Operation here some money. Getting it out of her is proving to be difficult. It's a dirty job, but it pays well. You interested?
So, what, are they prostituting some woman out and now they want their pimp money or something? Okay, let me just hear about it. I'm probably not going to do it, though.
Tell me more. I'm listening.
That's what I like to hear. This woman, Jaya, she's a broker. Highly competitive field in Hengsha. But without the right skills, her business wasn't doing so well. So, we helped her out. Gave her a nice social enhancement upgrade chip so she could understand her clients' needs. Now, it's time to pay us what's due, but she says she won't.
So basically you want me to be your collector?
Yes. But it's not as simple as that. The girl's gone into hiding and thinks we won't find her. But she also took her phone and computer along to keep her business alive.
Not very smart. Assuming you've got the equipment to track those.
We don't exactly. But we know someone who does. And that's where you come in. Bow Tower set up a surveillance network around town. A series of relay antennas. I need you to hack them. 3 relays should be enough for us to access the database and triangulate Jaya's position.
Then I go get your money.
Exactly. The first relay is on the rooftop of a 4-story building in the Yuzhou district. I assume you've got an info link and Wayfinder package in those fancy OGs of yours? I'll upload the coordinates and then contact you once you've hacked in.
Oh, great. I'm not seeking out... Well, they don't want me to seek out a girl. They want me to hack government or an organization who's contracted with the government infrastructure. And then find her. Joe Mama says, is this guy's hair gel an Og? Talking about the bartender. It would be interesting. Hair augmentation. Cybernetic hair. Think of the possibilities. All right. Let's take a look around. Let me look at... Not that. Hunting the hacker. Side quest. I don't really... Let's inactive that. So here's the primary objective that we're on. Got Van Bruggen stashed away in a hotel in the Daigong district, Lower Hengsha. It's called the Alice Garden Pods. We are living in pods in the future. If I want to,
we're not colonizing space and like doing all this cool stuff.
We don't have time to colonize space. We have a dystopia to create here on Earth. I want to know who fired the mercs.
All right, I'll get my priorities in order.
Yeah, Pod 301. Okay. Okay, let's go in and out of the menu a bunch of times, and then okay, so left. Varg says play the side quests. They're fun. I mean, are they gonna introduce any sort of interesting plot points or like interesting things about the nature of this universe that's gonna be good for like political commentary sort of deal? Although this might be good. This is a person... Yeah, maybe the side quest is good. They did pay for her augmentations, and now she's run off. Now, Is it that they've got her on some sort of insane predatory loan, like 5,000%?
You know,
she can't pay it
think
off?
I played that. I think that's what it is. I think you should do it. I think you should do it.
Oh, it is this way. Oh. Okay, well, I'll go see. It'll probably paint sort of a conflicted story where, like, yes, she took their loan, but she might not have fully understood the predatory terms of that loan when she took it. I mean, there is definitely a lot of predatory lending in the world. In our real world. I mean, just look at all the payday loan places around the United States now. Joe Mama says something hot goes down at the pods. All right,
whatever that means.
I don't know. Okay, well, I guess I'm climbing up. Oh yeah, because I'm hacking the towers. For a second there, I thought I was actually gonna meet this girl, and I'm like, oh wait, no. I have to hack government towers. Well, not
Good
government.
job, Lao Wei. I see you found the first relay. Now hack it and turn off its security protocols.
I can't get over that. It's like, I can't sit here and say that that particular racial slur that the Anglo world uses to refer to people of Chinese origin, but you know, I just imagine if there were a game that was constantly referring to a Chinese character as such, and just imagine how people would respond. Yeah, I mean, they're just being like very, very liberal with these Chinese derogatory terms for Westerners. It's just remarkable.
Access denied.
Bummer.
I mean, yeah. I'm not offended by any of those terms. Like, you know, I mean, even if I were called that, like, I'm referred to in a derogatory fashion, you know, with the word gringo all the time down here. And like, I never really get like super offended by it. It's just like, you know, whatever. Yeah, I am a gringo.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like what we were talking about before, how, you know, white people will go to different parts of the world, and it is sometimes in those places looked at as a sign of intelligence and craftiness to scam us or whatever, but we don't do the same to others in that same way. We are more insistent on a general level of friendliness, or at least civility, with outsiders coming into our communities rather than the other way around.
Which isn't to say that, you know, white Americans can't, like, the whole ugly American trope, I don't think it's true 100% of the time, but there's something to it. Like, I've seen, you know, Americans go abroad and act very entitled and spoiled.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
I mean, you and me worked on that video. Yeah, I'm losing it again. Okay. Let's read some of these. Defense system, your goal. Data store. Contains rewards.
Dude, just type real fast. Smash the keyboard like the cat. You can't go wrong. Okay, you gotta be... You use the nuke. I think if you nuke everything... Like, you haven't used any of your nukes.
I'm not even sure what the nuke does, because in that help screen it didn't tell me what a nuke does.
Dude, it's a nuke. It's gotta be good. Just use it.
It's gotta be good. It's gotta be good.
It's gotta. I mean, dude, like, just type fast, mash your keyboard, use the nuke. You got Whoopi Goldberg here by the ADL. Got put into timeout.
Okay. So let's... Yeah, I mean... So it says goal is the circle thing, and I have 3 goals this time? I have to capture all 3, I'm guessing? What if I click on this? Capture 70%. Chance of... Oh, detection 70%? Oh, so it's like almost always a thing. God dang.
Gotta use that nuke.
Should I use the nuke on the first one? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought Nuke was, like, gonna destroy the path, and it just gave me a free hack. Okay. That's a nuke, huh? Well, I'll just do this one regular, then, from here. And then... Capture... 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 Capture...
Access granted.
Alright.
Told you. Use them nukes.
1 down, 2 to go, my friend.
Oh boy. Interesting. Are these things not connected? I gotta go back that way? Wait, no.
Just hit Alt F4.
Yeah, that's Alt F4. Yeah, that works.
That never gets old.
Doesn't it?
Not for me, because I'm juvenile like that.
Okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, so this is another one where it wants me to hack 3 things. I'll try the regular before I start using up my nukes. Oh, nice, and it didn't even give me the it didn't screw me this time. Oh, and wow. One's free. Come on.
You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose because you didn't use the
Access
nukes.
granted.
Oh, you won.
I was
Darn it.
I wasn't even close.
Good. Second relay is down. Only 1 remaining.
How the hell do I get to that one? I guess maybe go in. Boom. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh, it sounds like he's got a bellyache or something. I hope you got an autosave there. That would suck if you had to do all that again. You're gonna have to do it again, I bet. Yep.
Better not. Better not have to do this again.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Check it out. Watch. Watch. You're done, son.
No.
Well, now they're just gonna punish you with an infinite load screen.
Good. Second relay is down. Only 1 remaining.
The frame drops. I'm experiencing some crazy frame drops. Ugh. Only 1 remaining. Everyone in the chat, well, I don't know about everybody. A lot of people in the chat are talking about Ralph. Do you ever follow him or whatever?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I don't watch.
Hello.
You know, I've watched some of his stuff.
Oh. I'm not supposed to be.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
Guess who's got his shotgun out? That was pretty close.
Oh, and guess whose weapon didn't do very much. What are you doing?
Shout out if you find him, they say.
Hey, he's over here. Maybe he can hear me.
I don't think we can hear you. What was that noise? Okay.
That was the shout out. They found you.
No one pay attention to the man at the hacking thing.
Got away.
Yeah, got away.
Damn it. He got away. No one shouted out.
How do they keep getting away? How does he keep getting away with this?
He can't keep getting away with this. He just
Access
can't.
granted.
Excellent work. I'm starting the triangulation now. Should have a location very soon.
I know you're here.
And I've got it. Jaya is hiding in an apartment building called the Hengsha Court Gardens in the Yuzhou district. I'm sending you her coordinates. Get over there and get us the money she owes.
Oh, what? Where is she? Down there, huh? Don't look over here. Oh, son of a...
No ammo. He's around here somewhere. It's like, you know, you got all these like Chinese sounding voices and you got like this like overt American.
Okay. Things are not going well. But, so Varg says Ethan Ralph got beaten by some muggers.
Really?
And the whole edgy side of the internet is having fun at his expense, but it's hard to explain to uninitiated people. Huh. I don't...
Yeah, that's not very funny.
I've never watched him, so I don't really know anything about him.
He's a white guy, and he's not politically
work.
correct.
I'm
So,
starting the triangulation now. Should have a location very soon.
He's had a lot of our guys on and given them a voice and all of that. I don't know what his...
I've got it.
God, he
Jaya
just
is
dropped like a
hiding in an
sack of
apartment
potatoes.
building called the Hengsha Fort Gardens in the Yuzhou district. I'm sending you her coordinates. Get over there and get us the money she owes.
Come rain, come sleet, come snow or shine. Censored, better have my money. This is why you need like those fancy legs that let you jump off rooftops. Jump down there. But I think
Oh! Oh my cover.
Yeah, you're gonna die again. Come on, man. You gotta go. You can't be doing this with a double barrel shotgun.
Well, I mean, I don't know what else I got here.
Yeah, well, just run away.
Yeah, but that's my objective right there.
Yeah, well, you are SOL.
Chill out, Bruggen.
So run over there. Oh, this is what you do. You throw boxes. I think you can move it.
No, I can't. It said bad grab. There's no way he's here.
No way. There's no way. No way he's here.
Yeah.
He's run off. Ran away. Why would, you haven't reloaded that weapon in like half a day. Why would smoke be coming out of it?
First
it
time I've
looks
done it in
cool,
China.
Krogan. It
Yeah.
looks cool.
They're not creating multiple animations.
Why not? I demand that they do that. I must have my 100% immersion.
I don't have room for the pistol right now, Ando. Merlin says Ethan has a history of acting stupid and getting himself into trouble. He might.
Didn't he poop his pants on live stream?
I wouldn't know.
I heard that. I heard somebody said that the other day. Although I don't know if they were kidding or not. In this day and age, it's hard to tell when somebody's being serious and when they're not. I mean,
here's our lady.
That's the pretty lady. Pretty lady.
Should I neck her?
You should just talk to her.
Who are you? Another one of Tong's thugs? Well,
She's
get
Alpha.
out! I told him I won't pay another credit.
Diplomatic.
I know this is not ideal, but
Look,
you better
I know
pay
this
up.
is not an ideal situation, and I'm not proud that I gotta do this. But Tong's crew wants the money you owe them.
Oh, you poor boy. Having trouble dealing with the dirty job you have to do? And I should feel sorry for you?
That's not what I said.
Reality check, taxman. You're here to steal money from me.
Stealing? They got you the augmentation you needed, and they expect you to pay for it. Not the most charitable thing to do, but I would hardly call it stealing.
Are you really that gullible? Tong doesn't run a buy now, pay later operation. It's more like a buy now, pay forever. Listen, I just started as a broker. Most other brokers come from rich families. They paid for augments that give them an incredible edge in the business. There's no way I could afford anything like that through legal channels.
So you cut a deal with a crime syndicate.
I didn't study this hard to end up with nothing. Once I made enough money, I offered to pay for the aug. But no, what they want is part of my monthly profits. They say they're entitled to it since it's their upgraded enhancement chip that helped me make that money.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, space. Activate pheromones to convince. So that's what you guys are talking about. There's the pheromones.
Do it. Do it.
I don't.
Come on, you gotta do it.
I mean, I could do it.
No, you just have to activate the pheromones. That's all you got to do here.
Do I? I wanted to hear about these other things.
No.
How much are they asking from you?
A couple hundred credits every month. Doesn't look like much, but in the long run, let's just say they've made a very lucrative deal.
Yeah.
Especially if you consider I'm not their only client.
I mean, all right.
How did you meet Tong?
The same way most people end up meeting Tong. I was hurt, and one of his hounds smelled blood. They came to me and offered me help. I was intelligent enough to know it was a bad idea, but angry enough not to care.
Okay.
Couldn't you work without the augment? You wouldn't have gotten into so much trouble if you'd played by the rules.
Play by the rules? Let me tell you a little story about playing by the rules. I come from a poor family. My father, my mother, my 2 sisters, and 3 brothers, none of them ever amounted to much. When I tried to do better, when I made efforts in school, they said I was wasting my time. I got into business school, and again, they said I was wasting my time. That I could never compete with all those rich kids and their tutors and extra classes.
But you did.
I did. I finished top of my class, without the extra help and special attention, only through blood, sweat, and tears. And then what did my classmates do? They cheated. They once again bought their way to success. And what did my family say? That I had wasted my time.
I know they're not
I
intending
was
this
just
here,
supposed to accept
but,
defeat after all the efforts I've made? No. No way.
They don't intend to do... gonna activate the pheromones?
No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know, there is that whole accusation that the Chinese do cheat on a fairly regular basis regarding a lot of stuff.
Yeah, standardized tests.
Yeah.
Yeah, they certainly might. I've heard that thing, seen some things. I'm not sure how true it all is. Nero says that Ralph is a deadbeat dad. I didn't even know he was a dad. A drunk, punched women, grifted with the left and then the right, is a hothead, backstabs his friends. So I mean, like, like I said, I haven't watched him, so I don't really know anything about him.
Yeah, I don't know that much about him either, to be
Nero
honest,
says
so...
he did give a platform to Colette and people like him. Those are his positives. That and being a lol cow. So, yeah. Well, I mean... So, I would really like to see the terms, because she's saying just a couple hundred credits a month, which I think is not very much. So on some level, it's like they give her this, like, I don't know, $50,000 operation, and they say, now you owe us 250 credits for the rest a month for the rest of your life, and you're gonna go make some huge 6-figure salary being highly successful. I mean, do you think that's super unreasonable, Krogan?
For life? Probably, but again, it kind of depends on, you know...
How about working life?
I mean... Right, yeah. Like, I would probably agree with you. I'd want to see the terms and, you know, see what percentage it actually is of how much she makes.
Yeah. Because, like, if they give her a $50,000 operation, I'm okay with them potentially getting back more than $50,000. You know, if they get back 250, which is 5 times as much, I mean, yeah, that's a lot. But if they're saying, like, hey, we're getting you this, I mean, this is not a bad apartment we're in. If they're getting her basically what's equivalent to a 6-figure salary of a highly paid professional person, they say, send us $250 a month until you retire. You know.
Put it this way, I'm more concerned about the overall implications of what this stuff's going to do to society at large.
Right.
I'm not very concerned with her personal situation.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk a lot about debt and financing and whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of us are more interested in the transhumanism aspect of this game. Varg says, just pay for her. She's a queen and deserves it. Okay. Time for the pheromones. You guys have complained about it constantly.
I've never seen it in action, so I'm just kind of curious.
Pheromones used. Convince.
Yeah.
Convince Jay to give you the money or the chip. Oh, so she can pull the chip out, huh? Betas can be appealed to, but low self-esteem of Omegas will make them suspicious of that kind of approach. Alphas can be appeased, but betas will be angered by this approach. Well, she was 2 on alpha when she first started talking, and then beta, 1 on beta when she was later in the conversation. I'll try charm.
Look, lady, I have the means to help you. But if you want me to bargain for your life, I'm gonna need you to give me what I ask. Now you can willingly give it to me, or I can take it. Your choice.
Wow, how charming.
Bullied by Tong's thugs long enough, Guilao. You ain't got nothing on them.
Oh, well, it didn't work.
Okay.
I told you already. I won't pay. What do you want?
Okay. Well, so
take it then.
It's a nice sob story, lady, but it doesn't change a thing. In the end, I can't leave here without that money.
Then you'll have to take it, because I am not going to give it to you.
Okay, all right, let's take it. I guess you can. Oh, that's. I didn't mean to do that. Jeez.
So I could take the chip or the money, or both.
God, that was extremely. That is not what I had in mind.
Could you imagine his big mechanical arms just blasting you in the face?
She's got to be dead, dude. She can't. She's not alive, is she?
She's alive.
With like severe head trauma and brain damage. Maybe if you run her a cold bath, the swelling will stop.
Let me just turn on all the faucets before I go.
Man, I mean, like, wow, man, that was just, wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like the bad guys from Home Alone. Gonna clog all their drains and start their faucets before I go. Now, what should I take? Both?
Was
or
that
neither?
the only way you could take it?
Oh, I
Like,
don't know.
There was no way to just sort of like hold her and take it? Like, I mean, you had to like deck her?
Well, like, when I press Q, it does like a silent takedown. See, she's asleep or whatever.
Yeah. What did you hit? Did you hit the silent one?
Yeah, I hit the silent one, and so it can give. Whoa, where'd she go? It gives me a bunch of options, right? Or sorry,
Yeah.
no, not options. It goes through randomly and selects one of them. So
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
instead of decking her,
okay, so if you reloaded it, would have been like a chokehold or something?
yeah, it could have had me like choke her or something until she passed out.
Why is her bed in the middle? Look at her bed. Like it's in the middle of the
She's
apartment.
moving
or
in,
the room.
is what it looks like.
Oh, right, yeah.
So she's got her new job, making a bunch of money. She doesn't want to pay her stuff, and she's moving into her nice new place, right? She's got a 1-bed, 1-bath apartment with a decent view.
Well, here, what did she say? That she has to pay them a couple hundred credits a month?
Yeah.
I mean, that's over a very long period of time. So if you take here's the thing. If you took the chip, she wouldn't have the ability to keep paying.
Right. So I didn't take the chip. I only took the money. Marlene says, this is what I call immersive.
I'm just surprised. I can't get over that punch. Like, I'm surprised she didn't, like, fly back through the window.
See if I can get out of here without having to kill more people. I had to kill a lot of people for this $400.
100 credits. Credits. I mean, you know, for all we know, this could be, like, worth a whole lot more than, like, $400.
I think it's supposed to, like, what she said was that, I have to give him a couple hundred credits every month. And then she said, and I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but I have to keep paying them every month forever, more or less, right? So she's saying that it's not a large amount of money, but because she has to pay it frequently. Varg says I took both. I don't think I took both. No. I don't have both. I should have... I tried to only take her money. Can I jump down right there? Whoop.
Whoop. Well, she'd have them paid off in, I mean, at least $50,000 worth in, like, you know...
Well, the 50,000 was
10
just...
and a half years.
The 50,000 was just me making up a thing, but...
Oh, they didn't actually give the, I thought they said something at one point of how much it cost.
I don't think so.
Because it would take about 10 and a half years for her to pay that back if she were paying like $400 a month.
So,
that's...
Yo Mama says, I must have fallen asleep. Oh man, my face is sore. My jaw is sore. One side of my jaw just really hurts.
No, I mean, the force of that punch, man, just, I mean, his whole body, like, leaned into it.
Yeah.
I really was not expecting that.
All right. Well. Come over here. Hey, buddy.
What can I get you?
About the job.
Hey, about that job?
You found Jaya yet? You need to get back the money she owes us.
My fist found her.
I could say, what would it take for you to leave Jaya alone? And then just keep the money for myself.
Done. Yeah, dude, do it.
They'll probably be like, yeah, give me $100,000 or something. Wait.
Give me a sec.
Yeah. Not like I'm busy.
Okay, quick save. Now
you
let's...
got a favorite...
Oops.
Poison?
Hey.
You found...
Deal.
What's it gonna take for you to leave Jaya alone for good?
I don't understand. Didn't you get the money?
I know about the Shylock scam you're running. Get her the augment she wants and then bleed her with monthly payments for the rest of her life. I want to know what it's gonna take for you to leave her alone for good.
A cyborg with a heart of gold, are we? Tell you what, Guaylo. You give me a year's worth of payments and she's free.
That's it? Okay. Let's,
You're a real scumbag. Forget it.
Harsh words like these might hurt my feelings. Now, go cry somewhere else.
Go cry somewhere else.
Trillian says you can just sucker punch random people on the street, which is hilarious. Won't other people freak out if you do that, though?
What can I get you?
Trillian says punch woman, keep money. Best of both worlds.
Hey, about that job?
Okay, here you go.
Here's the money Jaya owed you. Now honor your part of the deal.
Ah, she finally understood reason. I'm glad I trusted you with this, Lao.
Yeah, she understood reason.
She gave you much trouble?
Nothing a little bare-handed convincing couldn't handle.
You are a cold man. I'm starting to like you. Here, take this praxis kit. It's top-notch, so have fun.
Achievement unlocked. Bar tab. Well, and this is interesting, too, you know, well, whatever.
I wonder, considering how crazy things have gotten over the past, few years, like I remember there was that big YouTuber who had that video of Red Dead Redemption 2, and he hog-tied the feminist in, God, what's the name of the New Orleans town anyway,
whatever,
he's hog-tied that woman and like threw her to a bunch of alligators or something like that, and the internet went nuts, and I think his channel got banned for a while.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see like what would have happened with a game like this in that situation that just unfolded. Like, how would people react now? Because recently, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, if it's going to be toned down at all. because you know, I just wonder. I wonder how people. I really don't know. I really don't know how people are going to react to that kind of stuff.
We'll tell you what.
At this point,
I'm about done for the day, but before we go, I just wanted to see if I could bring up real quick. Have you seen those new the Blade and Sorcery videos?
No.
Have you seen the? I don't know. They've updated Blade and Sorcery or whatever VR sort of hack and slash gameplay or whatever.
No.
I was.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, let's all find out. Second. Let me close that. So I need to do something here. Green. On the side. Okay, so you can see that, Bruggen, right?
In private browsing, yeah. YouTube.
Okay, give me a second. I know everyone, for you guys, the screen's frozen, but it's gonna be in 1 second. Bam. So, and I mean, you have videos. This one's 4 months old, so like he's able to disarm this guy and slash his throat, right? So like you can hit these NPCs anywhere on their body, and the damage is sort of like very dynamic, right? So here's a lady, right? So he's gonna grab her mace. He's gonna stab her hand to help disarm it, then hit her in the head by throwing the mace, and then yeah.
Wow! Whoa! That is violent.
Yeah, it's quite a violent, potentially very violent game, and it is interesting to see. You know, we're still injecting these female guardsmen, or stabs her a second time too. So where like whatever, I mean, a lot of these games do sort of portray like some sort of fantasy historical Europe, right? But like females would never be guards then, and it'll be interesting. So we've got this sort of female empowerment dynamic, of course, in the modern day. Everyone's equal, everyone's the same. But are people going to react to the violence of these games more severely when these games portray women as
Well, I'll tell you right
victims of the
now, like the
violence?
reaction I just had, you know, like I'm somewhat desensitized to some of the violence we see in video games, but I still had a little bit of a reaction to that because it was just like it's a woman, you know.
Yeah.
I like even if I defeated a woman in like some kind of like, I wouldn't feel the need to follow that combat sequence up with like grabbing her head and smashing it into the pavement or the stone and stabbing her. Like, just wow.
Yeah. And I think on some level that's going to be a reaction that is going to happen whether they intended it or not. You know, it's like they were like, so they're creating these combat systems, which includes very sort of dynamic damage and all this sort of stuff. And then they just create male and female guards because that's what you're supposed to do. But female characters plus this dynamic system of damage and brutality can create a real strong emotion in people that maybe they weren't expecting, like her being choked with one hand and then
yeah, like I mean, like I don't like, this is disturbing. I'm gonna be honest, like I don't like this. It's
I'm surprised this is on YouTube and there's no age warning, right? So this has got over 800,000 views. This was uploaded last September. So this isn't, I mean, so let's take a look at this guy's channel. This is, like, here's Blade and Sorcery Brutality 41. Like, boom, boom, boom. Gosh, well, he's got a lot of them. So he's got 44 Blade and Sorcery videos, at least.
I mean, you know, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, video games can't be violent and video games make people violent. But think about this for a moment. You know, think about a game like this that, you know, in 10 years, if graphics keep getting better and animations keep getting better, I mean, like, it will look pretty real, you know, eventually. And, like, I mean, imagine, like, you're just, like, isn't it somewhat just a little disturbing that people would want a photorealistic experience of stabbing people? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
so I think, like, in terms of the old arguments that, like, you know, people saying, well, these video games are very violent, they're going to encourage people to violence. you know, on some level, you know, you look back at the Quake tournaments like this, and it's like, well, yes, these are grenade launchers or rocket launchers or whatever. This translates to the human experience extremely poorly. Like,
yes, exactly. It's not like your brain doesn't like. You're not simulating the actual experience of killing people mercilessly. And as you get into a VR experience where that uncanny valley, becomes shorter, or the uncanny valley just starts to disappear. You are getting into territory where you are actually simulating murdering people,
right?
And that can have some real I imagine that would have some real psychological effects on people. That would truly desensitize people to the act. And if that person found themselves in a situation wherein they had the ability to do something extremely violent, they might be more likely to do something extremely violent because they had already been sort of desensitized and conditioned. That's some real kind of like iffy territory, and a lot of gamers are going to be like, "Oh my God, no! You're being like, super, late '90s parent-esque, here." And it's just like, well, when you get into certain, like, we know certain types of media, like porn. Porn does stuff to people's brains because you're actually watching the act. Like it's not really a fake simulation or something like that. Like your brain can't really tell the difference, and it's going to wire neural pathways as if it were functionally real in some sense. And that's what extreme violence would do if your brain couldn't really tell the difference. Like your brain would start to wire things differently, like Quake, like as you pointed out, it's not wiring your brain the same way as a photorealistic simulation of stabbing people is going to. It's just not. I don't think so. I mean, we have to collect data on this obviously at some point, but
and it may be that the data we collect is not that games like this. This one does require an age.
Yeah. Okay.
Thing.
Well, that's good.
It may are these sorts of things making people violent? Like,
I still suspect that something like this isn't going to make people violent.
Yeah,
I don't believe
it.
that.
It just may be that people with certain, it may be that this is sort of a niche genre that starts to appeal to people with strongly antisocial, violent sensibilities.
Right. Right.
Like your out of your 10 grandkids, none of them are into this, but there's the one grandkid who does buy Blade and Sorcery and beats women to death in it for hours at a time, and it's sort of like, hey, this is bad. In terms of
I mean, this is what the feminists in the gaming industry need to think about. Again, I don't think that you're gonna.
What the hell?
Look at that. That is creepy. That's creepy. That is extremely creepy.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on in these videos. Okay. Oh my God. Jeez. Okay. I would say I prefer Quake, right? This is my level of violence. Dude, Quake tournaments, 1v1 Quake tournaments are some of the most intense, fun esports to watch of all times. And
you know what I would like to see? You know what I would like to see in VR? Just actual fencing competitions. And people would be
Seems hard to do.
Right, but in a VR setting, because fencing is an actual sport. It's not bloody. Nobody dies. You're not doing anything really super macabre. It's a simulation of killing people. Obviously,
right.
We all know that fencing is that's what you're supposed to be doing. But it's
like a martial art exercise sort of deal, right?
Yeah.
In the same way that Tai Chi or these other sort of East Asian martial arts might translate to
let me
fighting.
say something else while it's on my. If I were in the military and I wanted to condition people to be able Because I think one problem people have traditionally had in the military is knife training and getting into the mentality of being able to stab somebody. Because it's one thing to ram a bayonet into a bag of straw or whatever, but it's a total other thing to ram a bayonet into a living person. And a lot of people in World War I and World War II would tell you about how like it was like really difficult the first time they did it. And like there were plenty of times when they almost hesitated and almost got themselves killed. And a lot of people probably did hesitate and probably got themselves killed. So if I were in the military, I would be very interested in, pragmatically speaking, in developing these types of technologies to condition people to be able to do it. So that they would be prepared to do it, so that they would know what to expect and they wouldn't hesitate. And if you think that and you accept that that's a valid premise, that that's what would happen after a while, then you also have to accept the idea that maybe these types of games and this type of technology shouldn't be distributed and dispersed so freely for the general public without any kind of oversight or consideration as to what it's going to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in terms of the continuing progress of technology, me and Krogan have said something to the effect of, like, technology has its costs, and a lot of people don't think about that. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people dismiss it, and it has real costs. That being said, I think both you and me would be, like, if this VR gaming is going to be part of our lives, part of our society, the more it encourages sort of like fitness and healthy ideas, the better, and the less it encourages, whatever's in these videos, probably the better.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, I don't want to be like I don't want to come off as if I'm saying all of this has to be censored. Like, I could see, like, ancient weapons historians being able to do a lot of stuff with this and do a lot of research, potentially work out things we don't know about the past. There are a lot of practical, utilitarian, and academic applications here, but just in this general age of immaturity and nihilistic behavior and whatnot, like, I mean, I just don't know if the general public is mature enough to handle all of this.
What would be really neat is so it would be incredibly hard to do because you'd have to coordinate, like, not just coordinating a bunch of people, but actually coordinating, like, a multiplayer technology that could handle many hundreds of people. But let's say, imagine if you could get a sort of VR simulation which included 50,000 Roman legionnaires and X number of Gallic soldiers and cavalry and all sorts of other things, and reenacting some of the ancient battles of Julius Caesar.
Right.
And
this is what
you were saying about this might have historical value in terms of we could look at how things play out, how difficult it would actually be to perform some of their tasks, in terms of, like, generals actually ordering people around and getting communications out. But also, like, if someone exaggerated certain numbers of people, once we've done a certain number of these enactments, we can start to get a view of, like, okay, actually these numbers are probably slightly exaggerated. They probably didn't have that many soldiers on this side. Instead, they had fewer.
Oh, right, yeah, because a lot of the historical numbers, people like Josephus, like, I mean, like, people will cite his numbers about certain events, and it's just like, well, I don't know if those numbers are accurate.
And, a lot of times we'll get a number of soldiers in Julius Caesar's army, and then we'll get a number much later, months later, and there's all these battles have happened in between, and it's not sort of sure, like, how many losses they really suffered and which battles they suffered the most losses in. Like, how did the numbers change? We might be able to sort of suss out some of that a little bit better. But yeah, well, anyway, I don't know. You watch some of these videos of, like, and it's kind of disturbing. But anyway, I think I'm
especially,
about done for today.
Okay, here's the other thing the other thing to consider here is, like, look how many of these types of videos this guy's uploading and making.
Yeah.
Like, the frequency here is a little weird.
Well, and most of them have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of views, right? So this one's got 650,000 views. This one's got almost 89,000 views. Just under 100, really. And it's just like grabbing a woman by the wrist, stabbing her through the throat, looking at the bloody knife, pulling out a... I mean, there's something a little
off here.
It just feels dysfunctional, right? Like, that doesn't feel totally functional and sane.
No. But, you know, there is a place for video games in a mature, healthy society. You know, like, you know, if you've played any of the Assassin's Creed games, obviously those are not historically accurate, but they have these, like, quote-unquote historical modes where you can walk around, like, ancient Egypt or wherever and explore things. You know, if, you know, you had serious academics who, you know, were accurate and not politically motivated, you know, it will be very, very helpful for somebody taking a course on Greco-Roman history or whatever to be able to walk around a fully functioning simulation of you know, how that society operated.
Yeah.
It would add a whole layer. It would add a new layer and a new dimension to, you know, the learning process. So
yeah, I mean, the only problem is the obvious problem, and it's likely going to be biased, right? Like, so if we created a simulation of a certain point in history or of a society, that, all right, kids, go ahead and play in this, the quality of that simulation matters immensely. So people who are interested in pushing certain historical narratives are going to get involved in the process of making it. That's the iron law of oligarchy at work. So a little scary. But anyway, I think that's about it for today. We'll be playing more games this weekend, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. If you want to hang out, it'll be more of a chill stream. But you got anything to say before we go, Krogan?
Nope, that is it.
Okay. Well, I'll read a couple comments, then we'll go. Nero says you can't do a lot of martial arts in VR because you don't have physical feedback. True. You could incorporate different peripherals for physical feedback. But that would just make it more intensive, especially if you, like, want to have people own it in their house, right? And use it there. You have sort of a peripheral nightmare. Let's see what else. Nero says those sorts of things shouldn't be done by devs and historians from now. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I know I missed a bunch of your comments because me and Krogan were talking and looking at these, and the comments flew by. But otherwise, I hope you have a good day, everybody. I hope to see you this weekend. Again, Saturday, 3 p.m., all the same channels. I'll be streaming probably Deep Rock Galactic. I'll see you then. Peace.